See you next time.
Five of the Beatles' biggest fans get themselves locked in the basement of the Fab Four's tour hotel in 5 minutes here on BBC One. Secrets is a change to the published film after Weatherview.
This Christmas, BBC One brings you an all-star cast for one of the greatest stories ever told.
Baby is a boy.
Boy?
Prepare to hope.
I should have told you before now.
Mama, where is she?
Prepare to fear.
You want to fight me no more, sir?
Prepare to love David Copperfield.
Love. You talk about love.
I can wait.
As Charles Dickens' classic novel comes to life in a two-part special the whole family will want to see.
Young Mr. Copperfield will be cared for as though he were my own son.
David Copperfield begins on Christmas Day at 7 on BBC
I
One.
love you, Dora, with all my heart.
It's the journey of a lifetime.
Now on BBC One, a wintry look at the weather with Peter Gibbs.
Hello there. Last night on Weatherview we paid a visit down under to look at the development of a tropical cyclone, John, that was moving in towards the northwest of Australia. Well, I think it's worth paying another visit because John turned out to be a pretty exceptional storm. It shows up beautifully on the satellite picture there, gradually fading away now as it takes rain in across the deserts of Western Australia. But in fact, John turned out to be the most powerful cyclone ever to hit Australia in recorded history. Winds, an incredible 186 miles an hour recorded in those gusts. And it brought some pretty heavy rain too, over 150 millimetres in fact falling in the space of 30 hours. The deserts will be blooming across Western Australia before too long. Quite a contrast then, while in Melbourne in the sunshine we saw temperatures reaching 37 degrees, way above the average for this time of the year. But that's going to change in the next couple of days. An area of low pressure running across to the south, pulling the winds in off the Southern Ocean, bringing a few showers as well. So temperatures, I think, getting back down to near normal or perhaps even slightly below across these southern areas by the weekend. Well, we haven't finished with the northwest yet. I think eyes turning that way again as another tropical storm, Ilsa, moves in on a very similar track to John and again packing some pretty strong winds, 115 miles an hour, the current forecast. Now we've got some strong winds and heavy rain on the way to northern parts of the British Isles. All looks fairly innocuous to start with, that area of high pressure sitting there. But watch for developments up to the northwest, a breakaway low deepening dramatically as it runs across to the north of Scotland. Lots of isobars there by Thursday night, and that means we're expecting some very strong winds. In fact, possible severe gales across parts of Northern Ireland, particularly Scotland though. Heavy rain for a time, but then blizzards setting in as those winds go round to the north. Some wintry problems though through the rest of tonight. We're going to see one or two showers around, temperatures hovering close to freezing, so certainly the risk of icy patches almost anywhere. Temperatures are varying between 2 and 3 degrees above and a couple of degrees below freezing across most parts of the British Isles. A fair bit of cloud around to start the day in most places tomorrow, but the best of any brightness, I think, to the east of high ground, brightening up further south as well through the afternoon. But eventually we start to see those gales and the rain arriving across the northwest. A little bit milder generally and not feeling quite as cold because in most areas the wind should be quite a bit lighter. But then starting to pick up as we go through into Thursday night. Heavy rain too. That could lead to localised flooding as it melts the snow across the north. But the snow soon returning in the shape of blizzards across northern Scotland during Friday, and then the cold air spreading to all areas through the weekend. We're going to find some really quite hard frost setting in, I think, particularly by Sunday night. Hard frosts already across Scandinavia, minus 35 across northern parts of Sweden. That's going to change though as our storm system moves across the North Sea. Very unsettled across the central Mediterranean and a fair amount of snow for the Balkans, extending too up through into Eastern Europe, not really moving anywhere over the next 2 or 3 days. That's the weather. Bye for now.
Experience the dawn of a new millennium with BBC One in one of the most ambitious live broadcasts ever. Be part of the millennium's biggest bash with comedy, entertainment and live music.
Open our eyes and see 21st century.
Join BBC One's countdown to the new year as we bring you the people and events that will take you into the 21st century. Travel around the clock, across the globe and throughout the United Kingdom for over 28 hours of continuous coverage. 1,000 today. The celebrations begin New Year's Eve on BBC One.
Now on BBC One, in a change to our scheduled film, it's a case of so near yet so far for 5 Beatles fans. Strong language in Secrets.